Hi, I'm Nanou, and this is my life story. I was born on June 21st, 2007, just one day after my older brother Noah's birthday. We often celebrate our birthdays together, and I love it. When I was a baby, my parents never got to hold me because my 3 older brothers, Simon, Cedric, and Noah, always wanted to hold me. Even though I was treated like a princess, I was actually raised as one of the boys by my brothers. When I was little, I was afraid of dogs, so my parents got a very sweet puppy, an English bulldog, to help me overcome that fear. It worked, and now I can't imagine living without animals. In addition to the puppy, we also had a cat named Lulu. I wasn't afraid of him at all. I lived in a nice neighborhood and had a childhood best friend. Let's call her P. She lived in the same street as me. P was 3 years older than me and had a brother who became best friends with my brother. We would often meet up and play together, running to the ice cream truck when it came down the street. We also knew all the other children in our street and would often go from house to house trading things like apples. My parents had no privacy because all our friends just came over to play all the time. For example, I once woke up from a nap on the couch to find P sitting next to me, waiting for me to wake up and to play. I have always loved being in front of the camera and did my first photo shoot when I was 10 months old. I was adorable, if I do say so myself. Until I was 2.5 years old, I went to a day nursery. But then I started going to the same school as my 3 older brothers. This was great because I always had 3 bodyguards with me. When I was older, I tried out ballet and singing lessons, but I eventually quit because I preferred to just sing in my hallway and shower. I did enjoy horseback riding though, and became obsessed with it. In 2014, my brother wanted to get a second dog, a border collie. And after much begging, we finally got one. However, after a year or 2, our other dog, Lola, passed away, which was really sad because I had grown up with her and she had also helped me overcome my fear of dogs. Before I started 2nd grade, I changed schools because my old school was way too strict. I wasn't afraid to change schools because I was a very social kid and made friends easily. In 2016, I started my own vlog channel with Noah, and we made videos of our horses and other fun things. That became my hobby. On the 22nd of September 2016, we got our first horse, Raquel. At first, she was at a riding school, but we thought it was sad, so we moved to a nice farm with our own track and stables. It was a real paradise. However, Raquel was alone, which is not allowed, so we went to a horse shelter and found a beautiful, sweet, young horse named Hira. And it went on like this until we suddenly had 5 horses. In 2017, we got another dog because our dog was alone too. So we got Nanou, a Great Dane. She is so beautiful. In that same year, I changed schools again because the previous school didn't suit me at all. Parents dropped me off. I was crying very hard because I really didn't want to go. So I went to a school where you learn to play instruments. There were musicals, and one of the musicals were Annie. Guess who I got to play? Annie. That's right, me. And sometimes I was allowed out of the class to practice singing and train the dog that joined. I love those musicals. I really liked being free and most importantly, being myself. And in that same year, my 2 older brothers quit school, and my other brother started university to become a doctor. Then we moved to a very nice house, but the horses had to be on a pasture with a farmer, which was a big change. In 2019, I got my kitten Nala, and I started an ASMR channel, this channel. However, I didn't have enough time for the horses, so we started looking for people who were perfectly suited to take care of them. Now, one of our horses already has a few, and they all get attention. It was great at school, but unfortunately they didn't have high school, so I had to change again. This time to high school. It was a hell. Every day sitting quietly on a bench, staring at the blackboard and getting yelled at by the teacher. Don't get me wrong, I wasn't a great student. At the end of 2019, the Smart channel went so well that we were able to start our own clothing brand. 12 belonged to my 2 brothers and me. In January 2020, I was invited to go to the Sport Palace in Antwerp for the Golden Case. I was allowed to present an award to Dylan Hagens. I don't know if you know him, but he is a big YouTuber in my region. I really looked up to all these people, and suddenly I felt like I was one of them, and I am so grateful for it. That same year, around April, we also started a swimsuit clothing brand, Oceans. That all went very well. Oh, and I almost forgot, I got my braces that year too. They hurt and looked so bad. On the 3rd of March 2021, I was interviewed on the radio station Eminem. It was so cool because I listened to that radio station every day. In September 2021, I also started being homeschooled. The pressure at school was too hard for me. We also started traveling that year. In October, we went to Rome and Ibiza. And a month later, we went to New York, Copenhagen, on a ski trip to Thailand and Bali. And my absolute dream came true, a collaboration with Audi. We had to fly to Spain to shoot a video with the new car on a racing track. All of this happened over a course of a year. On the 23rd of September, I took my first history exam and failed it. But I tried again on the 1st of December. And I'm curious about my results. I have also done my 2 other exams. One of them I passed, but I don't know the results of the other one yet. Finger crossed. And oh, my braces have been removed and I love it. And that was my life story. I want to thank you so much. Without you, none of this would have been possible. And I also want to thank the person who drew all of this because I couldn't do it myself. Hopefully you liked the video. Like and subscribe for more. Bye bye.